Shalom. This is Barry Shulam. It is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. I'm doing this short podcast here to tell you about how the family is doing back home in Israel, what's been happening, and why it's important for us to know that what happens in the land of Israel affects the whole world. You see, today is a normal day in the United States. People are going shopping for groceries. The lines at McDonald's are full. People are at work. UPS drivers are passing by delivering packages. But I've received a lot of messages since noon today, in the last 3 hours, letting me know that people are watching the news. People are praying for Israel. People are praying for my parents, Joseph and Marcia Shulam in Jerusalem. And they want to know how they're doing, what's happening. Well, I spoke to Mom and Dad, as I do daily in the morning, about 8 or 9 o'clock my time, which if you fast forward at 8 hours forward, then it's about 5 o'clock. It's usually right before they're going to have dinner. They were doing fine. And at the same time, the Israeli news was on. I was watching what was happening there. They were announcing the discoveries that they made up north in the Golan Heights. And all of the villages that had underground tunnels built, weaponry, homes and children's bedrooms that had hollowed out tunnels underneath them with ladders to get down, that stored plans for an attack similar in nature to what happened in southern Israel approximately a year ago, for which we have over 100 people that are still held in captivity there. The world needs to wake up and realize that Israel is not an aggressor. It is being targeted by all the nations around it. Years and years of digging and planning and fortifying and collecting have been taking place. But at the same time that this news was being broadcast, intelligence, both in the United States and Israel, identified an imminent attack from Iran. And at that time of the morning, they were telling people there are new guidelines. Approximately no more than 30 people gathered outside as a unit. No more than 300 gathered in a building. The request was for citizens to be near a bomb shelter and to remain near a bomb shelter. That caused concern for people because Rosh Hashanah, the New Year celebration, is coming up. And there were a lot of events that were scheduled. I know the congregation in Jerusalem was planning an event in the rooftop that just got repaired. And now they're moving it downstairs near the bomb shelter area. Also, there's a concern that these instructions could change. And instead of it being 300 people, they could limit it to 100 or less. And there were some limitations like that during the corona where there was limitations on the size of gatherings, and it affected how many people could show up and attend for holidays and celebrations and so forth. So this is what happened in the morning and noontime in the United States. Iran attacked Israel with approximately 181 ballistic missiles. People are like, what is a ballistic missile? Well, another name for them is Scuds. And if you remember in 1991, when Bush was president, they talked about the Scud missile attacks. And a Scud missile and an intercontinental ballistic missile, which is what ICBM stands for, basically is a large missile that is able to travel from one continent to the other. It's able to travel significant distances and carry on it multiple smaller amounts of ammunition, amounts of explosives. Most of them carry about 500 kilograms of explosive material on them. And they're also meant to carry nuclear heads, nuclear weapons as well. So when the United States talks about concerns of missiles traveling from one continent to another that are nuclear, it's the same type of missiles. A lot of these missiles are kept underground in silos. They're launched, in that type of matter. So it's a pretty big missile to deliver. And Israel has developed an Arrow 3 version of not an Iron Dome, but similar in concept to blow up these missiles as they travel. I think on average you're talking about maybe 10 minutes from Iran to make it all the way to the Israel, so they can see it, they can try to blow it up higher in the atmosphere, which is what Arrow 3 does. The unique thing about Arrow 3 is that once it launches out, it has multiple stages of trying to neutralize the missile. So if it misses in one way, it can try it, and it has additional elements in it to try to fire and destroy the missile before it hits. It's not 100%, so we've had situations in places where the missiles did hit in Israel. I think maybe in Tel Aviv, they showed a big crater where some of the missiles hit. One of the reasons that people are asked to stay in the bomb shelters is even so the missiles are neutralized, the size is huge. And those big pieces of metal falling down can kill a person or cause damage to homes and so forth in the same manner. So, think about the Challenger or an airplane falling out of the sky and hitting something. Okay, that will give you some idea of multiple refrigerators, maybe a oil tanker, right? Give you a size measure of what could be falling out of the sky that you don't want it really to land on you or your property. I spoke to mom and dad after the attack. They said that all was well, that they are aware and heard 4 missiles be intercepted and exploded in their neighborhood. And none of them actually landed, but they were all intercepted, and the pieces of them is, probably what's landed in the area. When daybreak comes, I'll get an update tomorrow on the impact if any homes or businesses or roads were damaged from it. I really want to direct us all to Psalms 121 and read that with you here. If I raise my eyes to the hills, from where will my help come from? My help comes from Adonai, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. Your guardian is not asleep. No, the guardian of Israel never slumbers or sleeps. Adonai is your guardian. At your right hand, Adonai provides you with shade. The sun can't strike you during the day or even the moon at night. Adonai will guard you against all harm. He will guard your life. Adonai will guard your coming and going from now on and forever. We definitely experience today God's mercy, and we ask you to continue to have Israel on your minds. Pray for the nation. Pray for those that we have that are serving to protect the nation of Israel and up in north, down in the south, in Gaza. We ask you to be a voice in your world that stands up and reminds the world that Israel is defending itself for its survival. A new year is coming. We pray that it will be a year of peace, a year of shalom. And we thank you for being our friends and caring and reaching out. And God bless you all. Hopefully we don't have to do any more of these unplanned updates. But should something happen, I will be back here on YouTube again. God bless you and shalom.